I watched Villains for the first time many years ago, but it's October, and so I felt kind of obligated to put out a video on a horror movie this month. Villains isn't really a typical Halloween horror movie. It's not even really a typical horror movie, but I am not a horror connoisseur, and Villains is one of my favorites that is technically classified as a horror, so we're just gonna roll with it. And yes, I did pack this dress and bring it all the way with me to my parents' house where I'm visiting right now because I knew I was going to be filming this video, and I thought it was super fun that I have a dress that looks almost exactly like the one Maika Monroe wears in this movie. I'm probably the only one who thinks it's fun, but whatever. You're all in it with me now, so. This is not a movie that I probably ever would have chosen to watch based on its premise if it weren't for Bill Skarsgård. I think I was watching Hemlock Grove around when I saw this, which is probably how I found it. I'm also a really huge fan of the 2017 It remake, and I just think that Bill is an insanely talented actor, so I will give most things a try that he is in. Villains is the story of a young couple, Jules and Nikki, who are trying to get to Florida to start a new life together selling seashells down by the seashore. And they are funding this new life by robbing gas stations. After pulling their last job, they forget to get gas from the gas station that they just robbed, and they end up stranded on the side of the road in the middle of nowhere. There does end up being a house just down the street that they break into in hopes of stealing the owner's car. However, they can't find the keys, so they decide to just siphon the gas, for which they need a hose. And in their search for a hose, they find something in the basement that makes them wish they had just kept on walking. Now, like I said, this is not a typical Halloween horror movie. It's not big on the jump scares, and it's not particularly gory. Its horror mostly comes from just being unsettling and, well, a really dark story. But it's also really, really funny. The opening scene really sets the tone for this movie. They're robbing a gas station, and it's supposed to be their last job before they head to Florida. They're just wearing these really stupid masks, and Bill Skarsgård falls off the counter, and they can't figure out how to get the register open, and it's just totally chaotic and completely hilarious. The first time I watched this, I was kind of skeptical. Like I said, it's not something I would have chosen to watch based on its premise. The poster for it is also kind of gross. I'm not going to put it up here because my parents watch my videos. I was like, I don't really know what I'm in for here. But when it opened the way that it did, I was just like, yes, this is exactly what I wanted. 10 out of 10 opening, no notes, pure perfection. I love both Maika Monroe and Bill Skarsgård, and they are perfect together in this. They are so cute and funny, they have fantastic chemistry, and their never-ending patience with each other is just so endearing.
Hey, come here, come here, come here.
I love the little things about their relationship that are thrown in here that just kind of makes it seem more real. Like, he keeps on reminding her to stop playing with her tongue stud so that she doesn't damage her enamel.
Jules, please stop doing that thing with your tongue stud. You're gonna ruin your enamel. Jules, for the love of God, I keep telling you, you're gonna damage your enamel.
And they do this thing that they call a car wash, where he lays down and she runs her hair over his face. And it's just one of those couple things that would seem weird to people outside of the relationship, but inside of the relationship, it's just a normal thing that they do, and it's super sweet and wholesome. The characters in this movie are really over the top. No one really acts the way a normal person does, but I think it works because of the tone of the movie and the fact that everyone here is pretty talented. The actors managed to pull off these kind of exaggerated characters and have a good time with it without it coming off as bad acting or bad writing because they understood what the vibe was and what the movie needed from them. Hi, I'm Ronnie, and I talk about vibes a lot, so if that's not your vibe, then you should just scoot along. We're all about the vibes here. We are going to be moving into spoiler territory here, so as always, if you have not seen Villains and you are interested in it, you should pause this video, go watch it, and then come back. You have to come back though, that's the deal. Anywho, like I said before, Mickey and Jules find something in the basement while they are searching for a hose, and what they find is a little girl. Because of course it's a little girl. Mickey naturally is pretty freaked out and he wants to book it out of there, but Jules wants to stay and help the girl. So they figure they can get her out by sawing through a part of the pipe that she's chained to, but while they're upstairs looking for a knife, the owners of the house, George and Gloria, come home. Now, Mickey does have a gun from robbing the gas station, so they do have the upper hand in this situation. However, when they go to get the girl, she bites Mickey, and him and Jules end up getting locked up as well. And the remainder of the movie is them trying to escape with the girl. Well, we also learn more about Gloria and George and just how messed up they really are. Now, Bill Skarsgård is a horror icon. He has a face that is both handsome and also a little creepy. I remember watching Atomic Blonde a long time ago, which Bill has a really pretty small part in. And I remember saying to my husband, I can't tell if I find that guy attractive or not. And it's that quality that makes him perfect for horror movies and roles like Roman in Hemlock Grove.
You're kind of attracted to him, but he's also kind of off-putting. Who's better to do that than Bill?
But what's funny is that that quality is not utilized in this movie at all. Here, it's Jeffrey Donovan and Kara Sedgwick that make your hair stand on end. They are so unsettling, and they perfectly play this couple that is very disturbed but trying to appear normal, and they think they're doing a good job, but they just are absolutely not. Kara Sedgwick is especially unhinged, and it is just perfect. She is fully committed to this uncomfortable performance, and she nailed it. My husband walked in when I was watching this during one of her more uncomfortable scenes, like the worst kind of thing you can walk into without context. If you've seen it, you can probably guess which one I'm talking about. And he was just like, "What are you watching?" And I was like, I don't even know how to explain. There is an explanation for what is happening here. It's a weird one. The sun is moving. I am blinding myself for the sake of good lighting. It turns out that Gloria and George have always wanted to have children, but George isn't able to, so sweet, loving husband that he is, he kidnapped the little girl from the basement so that they could have a child. And Gloria was happy for a while, but over time it just ended up reminding her of what she couldn't really have of her own, and so she asked George to make her go away. But he didn't want to do that, so he ended up locking her up in the basement as opposed to the alternative. Real gem of a guy. Gloria also has a baby doll that her mother gave to her when she was a little girl, and she treats it like it's a real baby. She does seem to be aware that it is, in fact, a doll, but it's just real weird. And again, Kyra is just in full weirdo mode here, and it is fantastic. The movie does end with Jules and the little girl escaping. Unfortunately, Mickey sacrifices himself so that they can get away, and the girls do make it to Florida where they open a shell shop called Mickey's Shell Shop. And it's really sweet because there's this scene earlier in the movie when Jules and Mickey are locked up in the basement and they're talking about this shell shop that they're going to open up and they're trying to figure out what they're going to call it. And Mickey tells Jules that she should be the one to name it because she's the creative one. And I definitely cried when she named it after him. I bawled for the whole end of this movie, which I was really surprised by because it's so weird. It's such a wild ride. I really wasn't expecting it to also be a tearjerker, but here we are. Anyway, that is Villains. I love this movie. It's pretty whack, but it manages to balance itself really well. It's very funny while also being very dark and very weird, but none of those things really step on each other's toes. Sometimes when there's that many tones going on in one movie, it just doesn't really work. It feels kind of too overcrowded. But I think the fact that this movie has such a simple plot and it takes place over such a short period of time that really helps it out. It never feels like it's losing its way, and it just works together really well. And of course, the fantastic cast really pulled their weight into making this movie what it was.
What on earth have I done to deserve you two?
If you've seen Villains, I would love to hear what you thought of it down below. Please give this video a like if you made it all the way to the end, and consider subscribing if you love movies as much as I do. If you like this video, you should also check out this video that's being recommended to you right here. I'm probably pointing to the wrong side again. I don't know where it's going to be, but it's around. YouTube seems to think that you're going to like it, and I do too. Okay.